How's it going, everybody? This is Tino here, back at you with some more NBA Topshot news. And I just wanted to follow up with all the news that happened today, everything including the Cool Cats drop that was supposed to happen at 5 p.m. Pacific time, the marketplace being unable to use for pretty much the whole day except for the matter of 49 minutes. So we'll kind of dive into all this in a little bit, and we'll kind of figure out what's going on with NBA Top Shot, and we'll see. So as you can see right now, timeout, and it looks like for the time being, it's indefinitely going to be under maintenance, and we'll see exactly how long it takes. Honestly, it's okay with me, as long as they figure out what they need to do moving forward. I think as long as everything that's being done is done to make everything better off long term, then that's the move to go. All these, everyone's a little frustrated in the community a little bit in terms of not being able to rip open some packs. I myself want to rip some packs as well, but we also got to understand that this is a beta and it's gonna go through its aching pain. So we gotta be patient. And we will get what we want eventually, though. And then eventually, I mean, everybody loves NBA Top Shot. Everyone's just, I guess, a little frustrated, you could say. But as you can see, they took the marketplace off pretty much all day today, which is the 18th, and then brought it back on around 3:40 p.m. and then took it back offline. And as a result, you can see sales went down significantly. And actually, I'll click on this. Yeah, so I mean, there's still a lot of activity that happened within that 39 or so, or no, 49 minutes, my bad. And we can kind of see that through what is his name? Gem First Mint, or the First Mint is his name. I'll actually pull up his account. So he actually has some really cool. You guys should definitely go give him a follow, and he's got some really cool statistical stuff on here. So right here today, he said the marketplace was active for 49 minutes, and 1,400 moments pretty much sold, and the volume was $117,000, and the majority of them came from the base moments. And you can kind of see that through this picture here, very well highlighted. You guys should definitely go check out his YouTube channel as well. He's got some great content. But yeah, you could just see that the demand is there. Like for one part, it's extreme. Like everyone wants NBA Top Shot. It's going nuts. And I'll actually pop up something up here, and it'll show you the user growth that has happened in the past, I believe, 2 to 3 weeks. And you could just see that graph right there directly shows you how much the adoption has just increased significantly, like almost exponentially. And that was just from earlier in the day. And then later in the day, I think Usman dropped another message in Discord showing that the members actually topped out to like 9,500 members. So we're seeing unreal growth, and I think the team wasn't expecting that. So I mean, what are we gonna do? We gotta deal with what's going on, and just keep collecting. Figure out what plays are the moves and what we want to do moving forward. But you can see right here, Zion's definitely heavy hitter. Then LeBron, Anthony Davis, Giannis, Porter Jr., Luca, Lamelo, Durant, Morant. That rhymes. And then Curry. But yeah, it's all really healthy in my opinion. I mean, yeah. And then we'll go ahead and actually, I read this article today by Jonathan Bales, and I'll show you. So there's a little about him. He's actually just like a normal dude. So he just kind of made his money through. He started up Fantasy Labs, which Mark Cuban backed him on that. He was like an original investor. Then they ended up selling off, and then he's an author of like 12 books or so. And essentially, all he does is just bet on fantasy sports on, I think, DraftKings or something. It's something like that. And yeah, so he's just a normal dude. If you just read his about me, he says, "I'm Jonathan Bales. This is a very awkward bio. I googled it, how to write a bio." It just shows like how human of a person he is. Like this guy doesn't really care what you think. He's just like this is who I am. So yeah. So his article actually touches very much so into the NFT or NBA Top Shot, and I wanted to kind of dive a little bit into that. That was very well written and definitely gave some great insight for other people who necessarily weren't in NBA Top Shot. And as you can see here, it says he spent 35,000 on the John Morant Cosmic number serial number to 1, out of 49. And he kind of dives in with a little preface here and says how his grandpa got him into Bitcoin, or his grandpa dropped the word Bitcoin, how he should buy it, and pretty much just says that his grandpa like was really into conspiracies and how he just kind of shook it off and didn't really acknowledge what his grandpa said or dive into it a little bit deeper. And then he says here, this is what how most people react. He'll say, "My initial reaction to the recent rise of various forms of alternative investing, and specifically digital collectibles, was the same as with early Bitcoin. Laugh out loud. What? This is stupid." So like, even I myself thought the same thing with the digital collectibles. I'm in the sports card industry, and I was like, there's just no way. Like, you could definitely just pull this up on YouTube. And in fact, he actually does that down here. He pulls up the John Morant Cosmic footage that was used to make that. So he kind of dives into also the philosophy of why he did this, and he can kind of see the general trend of. He kind of gives the argument that cards don't have value because they're valuable. They're only valuable because we humans perceive them to be valuable. So he kind of makes that argument saying that even with digital collectibles that they don't necessarily need to be physical because everything's trending digital. And he just essentially wants to find an alternative asset that is scarce. He wants it to be pretty much viewed as art, and he also wants to just own something that's just cool. Wants to show it off to his friends. So then he kind of dives in a little bit into some other NFT art. I don't know exactly where this is on. Maybe it's on Nifty Gateway, but essentially this ETH boy, actually pretty cool looking in my opinion, and how I think he bought this, and how he just thought that it is so funny to say that he bought some pixelated image on the internet and pretty much sent like a lot of ETH over to the seller of the item. And when he comes back into the philosophy of digital moments and collectibles that are digital, he kind of first dives into trading cards and why they have value. And he'll say here, trading cards might very well become a stock market for athletes. What was once play, kids trading physical sports cards with friends, could transform into something completely different. And then he kind of makes the argument that if you believe sports cards are valuable, then you must at the same time believe in some manner that uh, digital collectibles, NFTs, have value. And he says it's so easy to write off what's different or what we don't naturally understand as silly, but it's exactly those we don't naturally understand or agree with yet are popular and we spend the most time figuring out. And he kind of just dives in a little bit deeper and just kind of dives into how kids these days are spending money on digital collectibles. And I've seen that firsthand. When I started playing Fortnite, I thought it was the weirdest thing that kids would want to buy a skin. So I asked my buddy, I was like, does it give me an advantage in the game? And he said, no, it's just cool swag to have. And I'm like, well, that's kind of stupid. And then as I progressed, played more Fortnite, kept grinding with my buddies, I wanted some swag. I ended up buying some skins, and you kind of dive into that little rabbit hole, and you just understand that digital collectibles are here to stay, and they will grow in the future. And that's a very small sample size, but at the same time, these are the generations that are pushing this forward, and will grow this, and who are used to this for them, which is the biggest deal here. And there's a lot of things I didn't really necessarily go over here, but you guys should definitely give it a read. I'll leave it down below in the description, and you guys should give it a look. It's definitely very insightful. And one last thing before we go, this is one quote that stood out to me. He said, he was talking about in both cases when you really dig into it, you inevitably start to ask, why do these things need to exist in physical form? The answer, they don't. Gold is to Bitcoin as physical trading cards are to NFTs. And I think that hits the nail right on the head. And you guys should definitely check out NBA Topshot and see what else you guys are interested in, and follow that gut feeling. You may never know. I have some plays that I'm gonna probably put out on this channel very soon. I'll just be curious what you guys think about them and how they'll go moving forward. But that's pretty much everybody, guys. It's Tino, and if you can, like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it